to the Holly Press Fibers Knitting Podcast. I'm Elizabeth, and I'm coming to you from Northwest Montana, where we are having the perfect Hallmark snow day. It is coming down like Hollywood planned it, which is delightful. My husband and I were talking about going cross-country skiing later today. I'm not sure if it'll happen. I mean, it's only, like 27 out, so it's not that cold. The snow is beautiful. However, the roads are awful. My husband's already home from work, and the roads were so slick. He was excited to be back home. People leaving our subdivision, you may even hear them at some point, are struggling to get out of here. So yeah, it got warm enough that everything started to melt and then it iced over. Oh well. I'm glad I'm at home. We'll decide if we go out cross-country skiing later. What am I wearing? I am wearing my In Stillness. This is my second In Stillness, and it's by Alicia Plummer. And it's probably one of my most worn sweaters. I should say most worn patterns, since I have two of them. I wear this regularly. And I'm also wearing my quilted striped socks. So last episode I talked about them. I told you they're finished, and then I realized I'd not woven in any of the ends. So now those are all woven in. If you've been watching my Vlogmas, you would have seen me finishing that up in high speed. So I got to wear them yesterday, and they are so cheerful. They make me very happy. I used the Best Christmas Pageant Ever mini skein set from Holly Press Fibers, and yeah, they're very cheerful. Every time I saw my toes, I smiled. But since I finished a project, I'm gonna open one of my stitch markers out of last year's Advent. Last year I bought this Advent and just never completed it. I was a little overwhelmed. So now I'm opening it as I finish something. And what's kind of funny is just yesterday I was recording my Vlogmas, and I said I was showing a candle that I got as part of a Advent, and I said I've never purchased an Advent except for this one. I totally forgot about this. So this is by Firefly Notes, and it's a stitch marker. Oh, I love that. It looks like a little Dala horse, which is a Swedish folk horse, which at least is what I'm going to consider it is. If that doesn't come out clear, I'll put a picture in. That might be one of my new favorite stitch markers. That is adorable. So yeah, I've just been opening these. I was wrong. I have had an Advent before. This was last year's Advent. So the Quilted Stripes pattern is by Dana Rae Makes, and it's a very delightful pattern because you're either waiting for your next color change or you're getting ready to do some texture. So it just kind of keeps you going. So I would definitely recommend that one. I have one whip that I'm currently working on, and it is the cardigan. It's called Wrap Me Up Again by Plummum. My plan is, / potentially was, that this was going to be for wearing to my daughter's wedding. Now I'm not so sure. So let's talk about gauge. And if I'm going to start with gauge, I bet you can guess where this is going. So here it is so far. Come around. There we go. I have the body done, and I'm working on one arm. The pattern calls for DK weight, and I wanted something with alpaca Suri. So I did one skein of fingering weight, which is a heavy fingering weight, and one skein of the alpaca Suri. and it is so soft and squishy. I love touching it. It took me a while to get gauge. I had to go down a needle size in order to be on gauge. I got it spot on. It's on gauge. I think the issue is that the pattern calls for 4 inches of positive ease. So I did the second size, which would give me 4 inches and 1/4 positive ease. I am swimming in this. I think I could wrap the 2 sides all the way around me, but then it's like strange up here. I will try to put a little inset of me trying it on so you can see what I'm talking about. I am thinking it's not the pattern, of course. It's me. I should have known that I like less positive ease. I'm not a flowy type of person when it comes to my clothing. So now I'm not sure about this. I love the peplum on it. I think that's pretty. I have not finished it yet. So once you're done with the peplum, you do a little thing where you're gonna flip it over and seam it up. She just says invisible stitches. I don't know if she means invisible stitches with yarn or with thread. I'm assuming with thread. So I'll do that. But I'm thinking I might do my mom's idea. So she originally thought this was something that was going to be seamed together. And that would solve all the problems in the world right there. If I finish this and then do seams on the inside, at least for the arm, yeah, how would that work where those raglans are happening? Do something, maybe. I really don't know. I think I would have to try it on and have somebody pin it to see if that's even an option. My current plan is I'm going to keep knitting this, even though I'm not in love with it. And as I go, determine if I can make it work. If I cannot, I'm only a few inches, maybe 5 inches away from having this sleeve done. Then this sleeve is gonna go super fast. This has taken me just a couple days. So I might finish it and find somebody who wants it if I decide it's not my gig. In the meantime, I did the thing that I said I really didn't want to do, and I've gone shopping. So gone shopping means I've been online. So I have 2 different dresses coming in the mail that I will be trying on next week to see if those will work for her wedding. We will see. I'm very bummed about this. I really wanted to be able to wear something to her wedding that was either hand knit or knit by me. I mean, it's who I am. I feel most comfortable when I'm in something that I've knit. And I also wanted to look elegant. So it just seemed like the perfect combination. But that said, I've learned a lot about myself doing this podcast, videoing myself, because it's definitely making me be more reflective and thinking about what I'm doing. And I realized just day before yesterday, as I was working on the sleeve, it hit me when I tried it on, this would be my 5th cardigan. I don't wear any of the cardigans I've made. And I never realized that before. So doing this video is helping me hopefully become a more thoughtful pattern chooser. So, but I will try to do a little try on with this later and insert that here. Okay, I will give this a little try on And if I was not clear about it, I don't think it's the pattern. I think it's me learning what I do and do not like. So take that into consideration. This is lovely, just I need to learn more about myself. Okay, so this will be finished with that being wrapped up, and then this wraps around, and about there is where it's supposed to cross over. I would want it to be about I would want it closer to my natural waist, actually. And it's just got more positive ease than I'd like. These are they're meant to be balloons, so they're gonna come down to a nice little cuff there. I'm gonna keep going and see if I like that balloon look. I don't own anything like that, so I don't know if I'll like it or not. But this is where it's at. I'm gonna keep going. I'm gonna keep my fingers crossed. And if I determine it's not for me, I will find somebody who will adore it. Oh, and this bag is Elk Mountain Rags, and I found it on Etsy. The other work in progress I have has gotten very little work because, as you know, I've been pushing hard to get that cardigan done on time. I have 2 more circles done. Woo! But I think I'm getting better. So this is my most recent one, and it's actually laying flat. When I just put it down, it lays fairly flat. The others were a little bit more like cupping in. So I think I'm getting my tension better. I'm assuming that crocheters use the word tension. I don't know any terms yet. I'm such a newbie, but I have this first couple done. So that means I have maybe 7 done if I've got them all in here. And I showed all of the colors last episode. This time, when I got a little frustrated with the cardigan, I pulled out the coloring page that comes with this crochet pattern, which is Solar Kaleidoscope by Ruth Brash. And I just had fun coloring that in, kind of determining my placement. I've got 8 different colors plus 1 like main color that joins the whole blanket together. And of those 8 colors, I have, well, 6 of them I'm going to combine to be 3 more colors. So that gives me 11 colors, and I will pull up my little coloring page. So here's the coloring page that she gives you, which is super cool. For the size that I'm making, I'd need to be planning for more hexes than what's on this page, but it's going to give me a super good idea of what I'm going for color-wise. And you can see the skeins that I chose up in the corner. I put a little picture there, so when I was choosing my ink colors for coloring in, I could create a color close to it. But I think this is gonna be super pretty. I don't have all of the colors filled in yet, simply because as I started plopping the last few in, I was having a hard time finding where they should go, that they weren't next to something too similar, which I'm sure will be exactly how it plays out when I have them all done and I'm laying them out on the floor. But yes, I am thrilled with this palette, super thrilled. And I'm going to be using Sandnes Garn Babyull Lanett, and that's just a light fingering weight that's super soft, 100% wool. I think that'll be good for a blanket. So yeah, looking forward to that fun color combination. I have been watching a few different Vlogmases very regularly. I think this is the first year that I've really stuck with watching somebody's full Vlogmas. A lot of times I've just hopped around quite a bit, but I have 4 this year that I'm either watching with my breakfast or when I have my lunch. They've just been very fun to like follow their progress through. So I've been watching Rose Opal Knits, and I think they're fun just because they're showing you like their everyday life, from, you know, getting up and doing a little crafting in the morning to how the rest of their day goes. I've been watching Anna Knitter, and I really adore that podcast. I think partly because I've been to Germany and lived there for a very short time, and it's just fun to hear the accent again and see, like, when she's making a meal, see the products that she's using. And she always has some very interesting and helpful little knitting thing that she talks about as well. And of course, who doesn't love seeing Benny, her Westie? I'm also watching Sock Witchery, which is Lindsay, and she's just showing you her advents in the morning and little snippets of her day, which is fun to follow along with. I knew that she was a music teacher, so it's fun to see what her life looks like outside of knitting. The other one that I've been watching is the Vintage Dreamer, and I think one of my most favorite from hers was she did a vlog of when she went to a Charles Dickens market, and there were people singing songs, and it was just very interesting to see that one. If you have any Vlogmases that you're watching that you think we would enjoy, or even other podcasts, and self-promotion is okay, I would love it if you'd leave it in the comments, because it's fun to see what everybody else is liking and discover somebody else. So if you have one that you want to share with us, I would love to hear about it, and I bet other people would love to hear about it as well. So okay, I wanted to also show these off. If you've been watching my vlog, you have seen these, but they are too good not to share on like a continual repeat process. I mean, really, are these just too much? So let me take them off, and I'll try to hold them up. If I don't get it in camera, I will put a picture in. It says along the bottom, it comes in pints, and that's the Prancing Pony, which of course is a Hobbit reference. Yes, we know, I'm addicted. I am so thrilled with these. So they're actually knit by the Grey Owl Knits, and here's her card. I am thrilled to pieces. So when she started this project, she contacted me to make the colors, and she even gave me like ideas of what she was looking for, and I dyed those up for her, and she did an amazing job. So she had this pair and she gifted them to me, and I am so honored. I can't get over it. My husband also was just looking at him, and he goes, I don't quite get how she did that with your yarn, because you have green yarn and you have the cream yarn, but how'd she do that? So I was trying to explain color work to him. They're just, oh, they are all that, aren't they? Yeah, I am so honored. So I have 500 subscribers now. I'm just now realizing you're probably hearing a lot of background noise. I am so used to it that I don't even like cue into it. So we are like in a constant state of redoing something in this house, and this room was the most recent redo, and it was totally unintentional, because right up in that corner was a water leak. I came in one morning, I was coming into the dye studio, and I heard something dripping, and I went, I know that sound. That's a water leak. Yes, we've had other water leaks. So I saw that, and the other water leak was just through drywall. This ceiling is painted. I didn't know that latex paint could become latex balloon paint. Coming off of the ceiling was this massive bubble. I kid you not, that big. And I just kind of looked at it and went, oh. And luckily my son was home because my husband was not. I went and grabbed a big bin and went and woke him up, and I said, okay, I need you to either hold the bin or cut open the leak. So we did that. All of this water pulled out. Luckily it had just been a slow drip, so I mean, granted the carpet was sopping wet because it was dripping out of that latex balloon of paint. But my son then went through, demoed the part of the ceiling it was happening in. Well, first, of course, we shut off the water. He demoed that. He fixed the leak by soldering it, and we pulled back the carpet. Needless to say, long story to tell you, this room is basically complete. The noise you're hearing would be upstairs. That is our planned project. So my husband had to take some time away from what we were working on upstairs, which was basically everything, to redo down here. So now he is, I believe right now, working on ceilings, which means he's scraping the popcorn ceiling off, and he'll be re-spraying it, whatever you do. So if you're hearing noise, that was my extraordinary long story to tell you why. Oh boy. Okay, so I have 500 subscribers, which is like crazy, beyond my wildest dreams for this channel. I started back in, I think it was April, and I thought, gosh, this will just be a fun little thing I can do. I don't know who will check it out. Maybe I'll get up to a few followers here and there. 500, you guys. Thank you. Thank you very, very much. So that means it's time for another giveaway. I have got a couple things that I wanted to share simply because they are some of my favorites. So this will be in my giveaway, and it is a lotion bar by Be Simple. She is Be Simple 2 on Etsy. And this one is chai flavored. So she uses beeswax, shea butter, coconut oil, and essential oils. And you just rub it around your hands, rub it on the back of your hands, and it's like having a little lotion bar on. The other thing is Elfin Doings gave me this project bag, and it's just a simple little sock bag. It's got a little holder for your notions. And I love this one because the color of it, I think, is the perfect Peter Rabbit colorway. And you guys know I'm doing the whole Peter Rabbit world. I'm doing all of Beatrix Potter's children's books. So this will be in the giveaway along with this, and I will have a few stitch markers to go with it as well. So if you're a subscriber, I thank you. If you're not, please do consider subscribing. I would love to have you as part of our little community here. If you're interested in entering, please leave a comment and use the word plans. And I will do a comment picker that goes for any of the comments that include the word plans. If you want to leave a comment but you're not interested in winning, just don't use the word plans, and then it will just skip right over you. I will leave this open till December 20, And I'm going to say the 27. I'm not sure when I'll actually draw the winner, because if I podcast again in 2 weeks, it would be on the 28th, 29th-ish. But I'm not sure if I will. So it might be a full month before I podcast again. It might be closer to January 14, 15. Because, yes, we have all of the usual stuff with the Christmas holidays and the celebration that goes with that, and New Year's. We also have, our daughter is graduating from college, and our son is coming home from college, then our daughter is coming home from college, and then our daughter is getting married. So we have so many things going on in such a short time that I'm not sure if I will have the desire to podcast. So if I do, it'll be right around that 28, 29. More than likely, it'll be January 14, 15. So either way, I will cut off the giveaway on the 27th. Yeah, I'll just say that. 27th, cut off. I will announce it at the next podcast, whenever that might be. I will only announce it here. I hear a lot of people having issues with giveaway scammers. Just know it will be announced here. And the only thing that you will be requested to give me is your address so I can send it to you. I have one of those wraps that is like 2 football fields long, approximately. And I have been wearing it on our walks, and I am wrapping it a different way than I used to. And I'm by no means claiming this is my original thought. I just haven't seen it. I've seen variations of it. And I thought I'd share how I wrap it, because it makes that 2 football field long wrap actually manageable. And the one I'm using, it is a Color Affection, and that's by Veera Välimäki, and it's 3 skeins of sport weight. And I believe that I used Cascade. I want to say Heritage, but I don't know if Heritage is sport weight, but it's Cascade. If you're desperate to know the yarn I used, you can either leave a comment, or my Ravelry, that was back when I actually kept my Ravelry up to date, and the project would be there. And it would just be called like Stormy Day Color Affection, and I tell you what yarns I use. My handle or username on Ravelry is Sweet Gigi. So you're more than welcome to go check that out. But yes, I will film those little things and insert them here, and I hope you have a wonderful rest of your week. If you're enjoying any Vlogmases, please tell us about them. If you'd like to watch mine, please do so, and like and subscribe. I think that's everything. Okay, I folded let me show that again. This is sort of the thicker end of the crescent. So I'm taking that thick end, just flipping it over, and I'm putting the selvage edges out and just holding on to that. The thin end put up, and I get it about to like belly button height. Wrap this around. I don't have a mirror, so I can't see what I'm looking like. And then I take this, and I'm gonna double it back over and leave this loop here. Grab that, pull it through, and then this side pull through the same loop, just going from the opposite direction. And now my neck is going to be warm on that puppy dog